I'm Commissioner Xander Harcourt. I want to welcome you all to your city municipal building and recreation area. We have a wonderful agenda for you tonight. We are so glad you can be here. Hopefully you can take this information back and share with your residents. We like a full house, but we're going to just keep trying. We're going to go with what we have. So thanks for being here, and we're going to get started. First on the agenda, we have a greeting by Woodland Springs Management and staff. So if we can have Michelle and Tiffany come on up and grab a mic and make your piece.
Hello everyone, I am Tiffany Singletary, the Resident Services Coordinator for Woodland Springs.
Hello, and I'm Michelle Tabbitt, Property Manager at Woodland Springs. We are so happy for those of you that chose to come here today. We really try to emphasize hearing your voice, and it's unfortunate that we don't have a full house, but but we hope that you can spread what is said today to the rest of the community, and this is just going to be the first of many. We'll wait for people to get seated.
We are so happy that you decided to come and be engaged in this problems that you've been having at Woodland Springs. We are here to help you, and we really are welcoming your concerns. Please feel free to just say what's on your mind and how you feel, because we're here for you. And I'm your mayor, Cynthia Miller.
Good evening. I'm Vice Mayor Harriet Irving. A lot of you I know from Woodland Springs, and I'm glad to see you as always. I'm part, of course, of the commission here in the city of District Heights, and we are here to be of service. We work for you. You guys elected us, so we are quite aware of our role. So, it's not a lot of people out, but guess what? We're going to keep moving, and you guys can take back to the rest of the residents what we accomplished here tonight. And then the next time, maybe they'll come out as well. Oh, I will end with one thing. Oftentimes, most people know me, know I always say this. You are either part of the problem or part of the solution. Each person has to decide which they want to be, part of the problem or part of the solution. Thank you.
Again, I'm Commissioner Xander Harcourt. I'm your Ward 1 Commissioner. I know a lot of you too, particularly with the food drives and some of the other events that go on over there. It's always good to see you. I'm your neighbor. I live right over on Gateway, so I'm not far from where you all live, which is important. One thing that we have always struggled with, and all of us have talked about, are the things that what we can do to get more engagement with the community and to make Woodland Springs feel more part of the fabric of our community. So we need your help to tell us, what do you want us to do? How do you want to be engaged so that we can get you out, your neighbors, to feel more part of the community? I know it's a rental complex, but nonetheless, you are a very valuable resource in our community. I met several people over there. I don't see a lot of the men from Woodland Springs, but I met some police officers that live over there, some guys that own their own security companies, and we want to partner with you. We don't want you to feel like you're cut off alone. So I'm going to pass this down to Commissioner Waters.
Commissioner Ronald Waters. I actually live 2 blocks from the apartment complex. My main objective is to bring the city together. Let's not let District Heights Parkway separate the incorporated city of District Heights. Your problem is my problem. So we got to come to a conclusion to identify the problems and address them. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Commissioner Gomez. It's very nice to meet you all. Okay, hello. I'm Commissioner Gomez. It's very nice to meet you all. I am a new member of the commission. I was appointed to serve out the late Commissioner Blake's term. So I'm really interested, I'm just reiterating what the rest of the commission said, just listening to your experiences and what we can do to move forward and make our community safer. You know, I'm gonna stay a little bit after just to meet folks. I really just wanna hear from you individually in this setting later. Yeah, that's all. So I'll pass it along to you, Mayor Miller.
Okay, so we're going to follow. If you all have the agenda, we're going to just try to get caught up. We're not trying to rush you. This is your time, and we are happy that you are here. So we want to give you the time you need so that we can have a good start. So the next action item on the agenda is we're going to have some updates from our acting chief, Tarpley. He's a very high-value capture. We got him from another community. He's been the best thing that we could have had in our community. He's a partner to you all. So I'm going to turn this over to him.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good evening, everybody. Like I said, I'm Acting Chief Tarpley. I've met a few of you already. Probably see me up in Woodland Springs. So I'm here just to address some of the concerns you all have. Let you guys know, as a police department, what we're doing moving forward and our plan of action for the summer. So currently, with our staff we have, they're required, at least throughout the shift, to do what we call premise checks. So starting out, you'll see officers up there with their lights on, sitting on the side of the corner, either in marked or unmarked cars. They should be out. Someone walking certain spots or hotspot areas we have that you guys let us know. And again, if you don't call or text or email or tell one of the commissioners or the CAP that get information back to us, we won't know what spots to check, what buildings are the issue problem buildings. We work very closely. I'm always calling Michelle at home. She's always answering to get information for stuff we need. We work very close with the city, the county. So sometimes we see us not there. We see the county doing patrols. Just most recently, I think they were active last night. And that was a direct result of some information we got from the last shooting a couple days ago. So we'll continue to form those partnerships with you all, the management, the county, and city officials here to make sure we're stepping up to provide a high level of quality of protection throughout the whole city. So if you have any issues that need to be addressed, you know, I'll give you guys my email, my phone number. Right now, we have Staff Sergeant Martin, who's in charge of our patrol. He's going to explain our summer initiative we're going to be doing moving forward. Yes, ma'am. I'm Acting Chief Tarpley. Tarpley, yes, ma'am.
Hello. Good evening. All you know me as Sergeant Martin. I see some familiar faces. This plan cannot work without you guys. You guys are our ears and eyes. You can remain anonymous when you call who doesn't know the number? I'll be with you. At the end, I will give you that. If you don't know it, come to me and I'll be glad to tell you. You can remain anonymous. You don't have to say your name or anything. Also, we're gonna step up our patrols. Officers are working 2 hours extra. Officers are to get out of their vehicles and make friends, have a good rapport with the citizens. Because without you, there's no us. I've been working here for about 17 years. And yeah, without the citizens, that's all I have. If you do not have the non-emergency number, please come to me and I'll give it to you. Oh, the sheet that I gave out is the action plan. There also is a curfew ordinance on there that we will be enforcing also. The action plan consists of officers getting out of their cars, more premises checks in Woodland Springs, also interacting with the citizens, and that's it.
So right now, we're in the department's still in the building stage, so you'll see some new faces coming on pretty soon. We've got some officers who are coming in the hiring process. You should see some familiar faces maybe coming back to the department. One thing we're going to start engaging, we'll have a community outreach program with a CAPS officer, our own, whose sole purpose will be to engage the public. You'll be responsible for working one-on-one with citizens from either the middle school, from our middle school or our communities here, either Woodland Springs or anywhere else. So that officer's shared purpose is to build the gap between community and police department. So if you don't see us, you'll definitely see one officer. You'll know the officer. He's officer friendly, as we say. We got, he'll be DARE certified. This will be the officer who will be your #1 go-to person if you need to get to us. All right. Anybody have any questions for me?
My name is James Fisher, and I'm the director of CAP, which is your Citizen Action Patrol Neighborhood Watch Program. It's always been my understanding that if a citizen sees something, they should not call the police department of District Heights directly. If it's something like an emergency, they should call 911, and 911 will in turn get in touch with the District Heights Police Department. And that's still the strategy.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. That's a good point. When you dial the 911 services, it does go to the Prince George County Dispatch Center. We are directly communicated with them. Their Prince George Police Department and District Heights operate off the same radio frequency. So when a call comes out, the dispatcher will ask for a District Heights officer. If we're not available, then we'll assign it to a county officer. So yeah, anything you see that is emergency, you dial 911, and any non-emergency activity, you can dial the non-emergency number, which is also incorporated in your packet. I also want to touch out some of the technology issues that we're going to bring up. I think with Woodland Springs, they have a good amount of cameras up there that are working. Myself and Michelle and the management up there are working on bringing some new technology up there. There's something we have called Shot Spotter. You guys are familiar with that. It's really big. It's really used in large cities. For us, we're going to try to use it too. What it does is it will detect a shot. So if there's a shooting there, it will notify us immediately within seconds. If there's a shot, it will tell us where from, the 100 block, actually the exact location, the caliber of rounds, and if it's moving or standing still. This technology will help our officers get there faster and be able to sometimes stop, the shooters as they're leaving the scene. So DC uses it all the time. It's a very effective tool. We've also, like I said, just been approved to Commissioner Harcourt is letting us get a canine. So I'm doing the article, I call it Gun CDS Dog, so we'll be able to track for guns and drugs. So we'll be able to use that when it comes to searching for stuff like that. So any other questions for us? Yes, ma'am. So, gotcha. So the question was about the older kids who are do not fit the curfew age. So that's when it's up to our officers to go ahead and engage those ones because a large portion of my background I was in from the housing police. So a lot of that rules is you're not allowed to re-loiter on property. You don't pay rent to sit in the parking lot. So we try to move those on so you cannot be sitting in like the other day I seen a large group sitting on a car in the parking lot. Sergeant Martin rolled up to him and told him, you can't sit, you gotta leave. They dispersed. That's what we're talking about our officers and community engagement. They need to get out the vehicle, check these people, see if they live on the property, identify them. If they're causing issues, we're barring them. If they remain on the property, return, we arrest them.
You got the USFL lasted an entire season. When's the last time a spring football league actually lasted an entire season? So that is so true, but good, this is also the first time I've heard
the exact age that we enforce for curfew.
I had no idea it was still going. Yeah, it did. You can still bet on
under 18 is the curfew age.
I don't know much more. I've watched like 2 parts of 2 games.
So again, we need help too. So if you have a child that's out there that's over 18 or under 18, you might want to let them know that they will be subject to property rules and the city code.
Who joined the show today. Cody, this was fun, my friend. Everybody have a good weekend. If you're going to put a
So that's what it takes a lot of us to see the officers out there actively patrolling, heavily engaging. That's where we can try to curb that loitering at.
We can repeat this over and over. You are our eyes and ears. Our fully staffed police department is 11 people for the whole city, including the chief. We cannot run a successful community. I just came from the Maryland Municipal League. The one thing that separates an outstanding and healthy, vibrant community from communities that are on decline is that they have tons of community engagement. And one thing that we have been wrestling with, and it breaks my heart, I'm happy to see you all here, but Woodland Springs is a huge property, and we have less than 1% of the people represented here. But I guarantee you the next shooting or the next preventable tragedy that happens, everybody will be screaming at us and hollering because, you know, somebody saw something before, somebody heard something before. One thing that we don't get celebrated about, our team up here, our police officers and Acting Chief Tarpley, are the crimes that don't happen. From information from people like you, tips that we get, and those things don't happen. We only get dragged for the things that happen, but you don't hear about all the things that we stop. And we stop a lot of stuff, but we need more engagement. So we ask that you use our app. We ask that you safely, if you see people who are repeat offenders, if you can get a picture of them or some video, all that kind of stuff happens and helps us out with investigations, so we are able to identify people who don't belong. And again, you can do this all anonymously. You can contact the police department by phone. We have an email address, police2000@districtheights.org. You can just drop something there. We have an app. So we have all of these resources. Woodland Springs, we just met with Neil. He's working on trying to find some money to get some security officers on the property so that we can fill these gaps in together. It is a private property, so we are limited with how much we can do, and we are small. We can't take all our resources and put them on Woodland Springs. It would be a disservice to the rest of the city. And as everybody knows, when you're looking at the local news, crime is going up everywhere. But one thing that I can say about District Heights, the municipal government of the city of District Heights, our crime is not that bad. We just get wrapped in with all the overarching outside of District Heights. We get dragged in that zip code. But that's not who we are, and we can do something different. We can bring this down, but we need partners. We need you to partner with us. Again, you have my information. I kind of put my information everywhere. If you're not on Nextdoor, please get on that. I share tons of information when I get it in real time. I don't sit on it. I give it to you. Even if you're in a situation where you say, hey, I want to buy a house, I got information I can share with you on how to get down payment and closing cost assistance, so you can take your family somewhere safer. We'd love for you to stay in the community, but if that's an option that is realistic, right? So we are here to serve you. We also have other technology coming out along with the ShotSpotter and those types of things that we're going to roll out some mobile stuff that we don't really want to tell too many people about because we don't want people to know the blind spots. We want to be able to move this thing around covertly, and that will help us. But again, if you see something, say something. Tell us what's going on. These gentlemen, they're available. They serve you. They know a lot of the people that live over there already, and they know who don't belong. But, you know, a little bit of help goes a long way. Did you have anything else? Okay. So now we're going to move on to our next agenda item. Oh, okay. Question? No, you can go ahead and ask a question.
My name is Pamela Janifer. I do not live in Woodland Springs, but we are all neighbors and friends, and so your concerns are my concerns. The 4 questions that I have are, I did not get a copy of the action plan, but I'll make sure that I get one before I leave. So it may be something that's already listed on there, so I apologize for my questions. The first question is, when does in terms of the curfew, has that already begun, and how long is that gonna run?
Sergeant Martin, correct me, we're going to affect it when? Summer curfew. It's in effect now. We'll run through the summer.
Okay. The second question is, how were residents, or have they been notified yet? Did you do flyers? Is it on the website? Is it
So
How?
we're just rolling that out now, and we'll be working with Woodland Springs Property Management to get that out, continue to get that out. Also, my officers engaging the community.
Wonderful. I knew that. You probably would. We already engaged in that. The next question is, the shots fired technology. Is it a technology that's being monitored 24 hours? I don't want you to get into too much specifics if you can't share, but how does that exactly work for folks?
So yeah, it's one centrally located machine. Once that system's activated and the shot goes out, there's a person who's usually monitoring it, and they will notify. Actually, sometimes it comes to your phone, but so you have the same system you have in the larger system. You have an app for it on your phone. We'll notify you that way. Also, the person who's monitoring also able to not contact you with the radio or via phone and tell you, hey, we got a shooting here.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
That's tomorrow night. We do have tons of baseball, including a little college baseball beginning.
And also with that technology, what's so wonderful about it is it learns. It's artificial intelligence. It triangulates the area where that shot came from. In addition to the cameras we have technology that will be able to identify not only license plate readers, but it can identify a person. So these people, unless they're quick change artists, after they do that, we will have a pretty good pin or peg on them with all officers who can flood the area at one time and close in on them on a very specific target pretty fast. There are only so many ways that people can get out of Woodland Springs, which actually can help us when we want to close somebody off and herd them into a welcoming officer's arms. So I'm excited about this technology. We're trying to find some money. It's expensive. It's expensive technology. We're trying to find some grant opportunities and some programs that'll be able to help us pay for it. But this is how committed we are to driving this problem and addressing this problem over in the community. And it's not just the violent crime, it's the other types of crimes, the broken window type things, the loitering, the abandoned cars, those types of things that impact and degrade a quality of life. And so again, that takes you, if you know something doesn't belong, if you see something's not right, you have a multitude of opportunities and ways to contact us so we can take care of it. Tiffany and Miss Michelle, they are wonderful. They are advocates for you and for this community. And we're going to be working closely with them so far as even with tenants who, you all know who the problem tenants are. I'll just share with you, I grew up in Detroit. I grew up in the projects of Detroit, right? And we knew who the problem people were. It even came to my house because one of those problems was my brother who sold crack out my mom's house. And somebody called on them and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They evicted her and I moved my mother out of there. I moved her away from my brother who was placing her and my mom and my sister with her baby. I worked 3 jobs to take them out of that situation where they didn't have to be subject to that. Right? My brother, rest his soul, he's no longer here, but he was the worst thing that could ever happen to my mom. And I had to make a decision, right? And my decision was to protect my mom, my sister, and my niece. Because we as black men need to step up and protect our women a little bit more. Because we carry a lot, right? We know that. And I thank you. I thank all these black women sitting up in here bringing their daughters and their kids. And, I want to see the men. It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. But you got some guys that are rallying behind you. We want to make a better way for you. But we need your help. Okay? So are there any other questions before we move on to the next agenda item? Okay. So our next agenda item, we're going to have Woodland Springs come up and talk about some of the food distribution, and we want people to renew the Woodland Springs Tenants Association. So if we can get Michelle or Tiffany to want to come up and do a spiel on that.
Okay, once again, I'm Michelle Tappan. I'm the property manager at Woodland Springs. Most of you do know me. Before Tiffany talks about the programs, I wanted to piggyback what the officers were saying. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. I just want to reiterate the things that Woodland Springs management and owners have done for you all and what we have at the property. First and foremost, in October 2015, we took over Woodland Springs. There were no cameras anywhere on the property. We installed over 600 cameras. on the property. The cameras are on the exterior, the front, the backs of the buildings. Every single building has a camera that faces the entrance so we can see who's coming in. And depending on the building, we have them on every floor. Once again, we have over 600 cameras. We do have a team in the corporate office that works 24/7 to review the cameras. But what I always tell people is that we have 600 cameras and we don't have 600 eyes. It's just impossible to see every single thing that happens on every single corner. We have over 50 acres, 506 units, 103 separate addresses at Woodland Springs. And so as the commissioners were saying, we really rely on you. A lot of you, I know, I've been here 4 years, you know that you could call me anytime. I don't know any other property manager, you could have their work cell phone number. My cell phone is on me all the time and I give direct access for all my residents. A lot of you call me when there are shootings, no matter what time it is. When you know something, when you see something, I would encourage you to continue to let me know because I do talk to the police almost every day. We share information almost every day because I do not live at Woodland Springs, but I am there more than I am at my home. So I also have to protect myself and my staff, so I absolutely do care about what goes on at Woodland Springs. In addition to the cameras, we have 3 license plate readers, very expensive, but the owners have invested money into that to have on every street, Atwood, Rochelle, and District Heights Parkway. So every single license plate, your family members, your guests, anyone who comes in Woodland Springs, we're able to see how often they come, when they come, how many times, car, make, model, full picture of the license plate. All of this information we always share with police as well. In addition, we have, earlier this year we opened the on-site police station. We have it open to any officers who want to have access. They also have access to our cameras. We've given them desks, places to, bathroom, kitchen, everything there on site for them to use when they are available to use it. We also have an on-site police officer, a PG officer. Now, we'll say initially the Prince George's County officer his beat was Woodland Springs, and that was the whole point of him being on the property. He has since moved and is now working at headquarters. But he does continue to work with us internally and has helped in many investigations, most recently a warrant that was activated on the property. We want to help you. Hello? Check. We want to help you. I am absolutely, as long as I'm property manager at Woodland Springs, committed to helping you. It's easy to say, what are we doing? What are they going to do? Again, we can't reiterate that we need your help. We do evict. We have done 6 evictions for violent criminal offenders on the property in the past at least 4 years that I've been there. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing whack-a-mole because you get rid of one and another one pops up, but we have evicted them. I have 3 evictions pending right now. Documentation has been given to households, and we are waiting for them to move. With your help, these evictions can go faster because we need proof. It's easy to say rumors and hearsay and things like that, but along with the police department, when we can actually get arrests, when we can actually get tangible evidence and things like that, it'll be easier to have a judge move to evict families. So again, I'm not really speaking to you all because you are the ones that are trying to make a difference and you are here, but everyone has my number. If you don't have my phone number, get my phone number. I will continue. I will never turn my back on you as long as I'm here. I'm continuing to work for you all. And now I will turn the mic over to our Resident Services Coordinator, Tiffany, who is always working for Woodland Springs.
Hello. Yes, key term, always working for Woodland. I think I've been there probably 14, 15 years now. long time. A lot of programs have been and still are at Woodland Springs. From the food distribution that is every first Tuesday of the month, which you probably, all of my volunteers that help me are in this room. Nonetheless, they know of all the programs that go on. After-school program, my volunteers are here that assist me there. We have the summer program, just summer activities, where the children will be able to access our food. We have the share food program that we do, what else? We are reforming our tenant association. I'm not really a fan of the word, but tenant, tenant, we're gonna come up with a name. But nonetheless, we have a group of tenants that we met with last week who are ready to step up and be a part of communicating really well with the District Heights Commission. So we are forming that group of people where we can meet monthly, talk about what's going on in Woodland Springs, along with how the city can help the residents in Woodland Springs.
Also, just looking over the general 12 start this
other than that,
season,
right
7-2
now,
a .93 ERA, pitched 68 innings, 70 hits, 14 walks, 68 strikeouts. Like, he does his job. And also, the Mets have been really good.
In the past, they had a president, vice president, treasurer. We didn't want to really focus on titles and just more about the community aspect of it. That's why Tiffany was saying that she didn't like the word association, because when we give the tenant association flyers, some tenants may be hesitant to come because they're like, they may think that it's something that they're not a part of. So we wanted to have the more named as a meeting so people can feel more welcome to come and it's not as official.
Corbin Burns.
Well, yeah, so let's be a part of the new, let's be part of the new movement for Woodland.
Another flight in reference to when the next meeting will be, and that's it. That's how they'll find out and reach out to us.
Are there specific streets or roads on the property where, Atwood? Okay.
Your coworkers actually, Tristan, they were talking about can the Mets and the Yankees
Atwood, it's Alpine, District Heights Highway, it's everywhere. And we are tired of them coming through there speeding. The children can't even cross the street.
So we have identified, District Heights Parkway has already been identified. So I'm just going to tell you the reality of it. We already have allotted some money for speed bumps. Those things are like $8,000 a piece. We have been working, we just finished the budget. We did a great job with community input. That's why it's important that you all come to these city meetings as well. We have ARPA money, ARPA funds, where they've given us $5 million. So there's some things infrastructure-wise that we will be able to do. But we have to be strategic about where we put these bumps because they cost so much. And so far as the ARPA funds, we want more of that money to go directly to the residents and not so much on infrastructure, because people have been very much impacted by COVID, and we want to get money into your pockets. So, this is good information. So what we'll do, I just came from MML. We found some grant programs through HUD and some other agencies. So our research to see if we can get more money to address those issues. But of course, as with everyone, everybody's tightening up their budget and their wallets. And we're in the same predicament too, because we really don't want to raise property taxes on our owners and cause displacement like in some of these other, like in DC and some other areas. A lot of the times it's not the mortgage or the rent that pushes people out. And renters are impacted by property tax increases just like residents. When you get those raises in your rent, they're gonna pass the buck when they get the raises on their property taxes. So it's important that you understand that we all have to try to work to keep these things down. We can't have a police officer on every corner. We can't afford it. But we are taking your concerns seriously.
Okay, and I'm also a victim of violence. I was attacked on the bus. It was time for the cameras to be looked at. They said they couldn't see it. It was blurry.
This was a light out? I'm sorry.
I was attacked on the property. I was 59 last year. I was attacked. I was beaten up. My eye was closed shut. A glass was broke.
Okay, did you report that? Did we?
Yes, I did. The state took it up.
Okay.
And my nephew, at the last shooting, my great-great-nephew, he was a 4-year-old that got shot in the arm.
Right.
No one reached out to his mom. No one consulted her about anything.
Well, Sergeant Tarpley and Sergeant Martin are available if you do have information.
Yes, I do.
You can please talk to them and share that information. Again, we don't know what we don't know. And so it's important that if you have information, don't wait for someone to knock on your door. You have to reach out.
Nobody had to knock on my door.
I understand that, because they don't know which doors to knock on.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
Oh, they do, trust
Well,
me.
I'm telling you right now today.
They did.
I can't take back anything that happened,
Okay.
ma'am, but what we can do right now, we have somebody here. We have very capable leadership on our
Thank you.
department, and they'll be able to take that information from
Thank
you.
you.
Okay?
So I'll talk to him and I'll talk to Samuel. But the rest of them I don't know. I trust him and I trust Samuel
Okay.
with my information.
Okay.
And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. Okay, if we have no other questions, we're going to go to our next agenda item. Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor works for the Recreation Department. He's going to tell you about some outstanding programs that we have to offer residents, and particularly our kids and our seniors.
For meetings like this, I like to come prepared. Could you guys share and pass one out and just pass it down? Take one and just pass it down. And then we have some more, so if that runs out, we have a few more on the bleachers. And what you have here, I'm gonna kind of slow down a little bit while the information gets passed out. But what you have here, what our commissioners have here, is a snapshot of the Recreation Department. So I put this together specifically for this meeting. So I'm not gonna go over everything. I'm just gonna highlight everything. Take these pages home. Share them with your neighbors. Think about the programs that you see here. But I have some notes to consider. So that's why I put them up here in writing. There are 5 notes to consider. Starting with the first one, right now, because of the construction, we are limited to 45 people by the Office of the Fire Marshal, Prince George's County. Number 2, as you comb through these pages and start to look at the programs and services, just think and ask yourself, how did we gather this information to start these programs? It starts with the children that come down here. It starts with Chuck and Teresa, myself and Jeanette, engaging, pulling it out of them, talking to them, embracing them, and getting them to know that there's a lot to offer. I even tell your children, I work for you. So just keep that in mind as you comb through these pages. These are a lot of ideas. Your kids are brilliant, and they're trying to pour it out somewhere. And we love that this is the destination that they can choose to get those things started. Number 3 is highlighted, and then it's also highlighted on one of the pages. The highlighted items in yellow are the items that we have to work and continue working with our commission, who have been very supportive, by the way. And so we are hoping that we can continue the progress that we've already made. But the highlighted items, particularly on this page, approval, space, funding, and these programs can come to fruition. Number 4, again, with the help of our mayor and commission, we have made this place safer over time. We've added 2 brand new cameras in the gymnasium here. So when your children are down here, they are on camera. And not only in here, we have a few cameras in the hallways so that they're protected, and we are already in talks of installing programs, cameras, and additional security out here on the field and in the parking lot areas. We also have engaged the Prince George's County Police Department with their Office of Secondary Employment, which means we can have an officer down on the lower lot whether it's from our municipality, our great officers here, as well as Prince George's County officers or other municipal officers who want extra part-time hours. We have solidified a contract that would allow them to set up shop down here on the lower lot. Now what that's for is just to kind of set up a play-safe zone here. So as your children, if we can keep this up consistently, then what happens over time? Your children start to look at this area as a safe place to run, play, and have a good time. And that's how it's supposed to be, all right? And then number 5, I mean, who have been to city meetings or attended some of the Zoom meetings? You hear us talk about safety and security all the time here. So it is on the table. Your safety is on the table with us. And number 5, the Recreation Department has a great relationship with Ms. Tiffany and Michelle. They've been so gracious, especially over the last couple of years, allowing us to come up to Woodland Springs to host all the items that you see here. And we'll be back. And did you think we knew about the shootings? Yeah, we did. Do you think we knew about the violence? Yeah, we did. But it's important for us to make sure those kids see the softer side, the fun side, the innocent side of life, okay? So we're not shying away, we're here. And a lot of your kids come down here for our programs. So what you see here, as I go through the second page, and I'm almost done, because I typed it all up so I wouldn't be up here talking all day. But what you see, when you look at the blue highlighted areas, those are the sections. There are 5 sections here, and there are 44 programs and activities and classes on this page. That's not all of them. There's still several programs that are listed in our office that we have. We call that in the can. We do a lot of administrative work here. It's the only way we can keep up with your children. And so we produce the admin work inside the office, and then we bring out the programs here in the gymnasium and on the field. But again, as you look through, there are 44 programs. So when you look through our open gym activities, when we all started connecting together, mainly it was just basketball all day, every day. We started to take open gym and make that where we can pour in all kind of programs. So if you look under open gym and you see something that your child is interested in, or if you see something that if you know of something that your child is interested in and it's not on here, that's what open gym is for. We can be very creative, and thank goodness I have a very creative staff. We can sit there and comb through information and then bring it out here so that your child can have a good time. The Recreation Department youth program classes, the program classes cost a fee. So that's why they're separate from the open gym activities. Open gym activities are free every day. And your kids love those activities, by the way. All right, so the Recreation Department youth program classes cost a fee. Those are your classes like martial arts, dance, tumbling, and we created a new after-school boot camp class because your kid, oh, by the way, not to go on a tangent, if your child comes home with a form from the Recreation Department, please fill that out for them. We get a lot of kids that come down here that want to work out in our weight room. I specifically changed some things up because it was only 18 and up. And it was too many children come down here, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Mr. Jeff, I want to work out, can I use the equipment? We get certified. I come with a ton of information when it comes from the fitness, wellness areas. And we teach your children how to use the equipment safely, as well as create programs for them. You'll be amazed hearing your kids say, I want to get cut up. I want to lose some weight. I want bigger shoulders. I want sexy hips, legs, whatever. They're on it. So we teach them how to work out to tone. We teach them how to work out to build strength. And we teach them how to work out just to be more functionally capable to run out there and do all the things they love to do. So when they come home with paperwork, call, because I do not let them in there until I hear from a parent. All right? That's just how the way we're supposed to do it. Oh, yes. Oh, of course. That's a given. It's definitely a given for all of you guys to come down. Our programs are available, flexible, and we're always here. This last page here, you have the Recreation Department, Culture, and Enrichment programs. These are the ones that's highlighted. Right now, tutoring and mentoring, they're being done virtually, as well as financial literacy. But there's nothing better than the in-person, and that's something that we want to host here. And we're out of space, guys. We program so much in here, even the room underneath the stage is already planned for. It's already programmed for. We were full before the pandemic. During the pandemic, the instructors for these classes and programs enjoy your city so much so they waited 2 years, right? 2 more years for us to get through the pandemic, for us to get through the construction, and they're still waiting. They can't wait to come back. Martial arts is waiting. They love the space downstairs under the stage, and we're trying to charm them to keep them and retain them, all right? But the ones in yellow, again, are the classes and programs and services that we're ready to offer. We just don't have all of the space that we need at this time. I want to point out one more thing. I'm going to move on, then I'm almost done. The first 3, 1, 2, and 3 are for your kids that are 14 and under for the most part, that love to do these activities. But if you think about it, from number 4 to number 9, that's us thinking about your teenagers. Financial literacy, SAT, ACT prep, youth service hours. We might not be able to pay them, but we definitely can get them started on the path of interviewing, work, job placement, training, etc. Pitt Studio Films. That's production, innovation, and technology. That's taking all of the dreams your kids have about social media, having a YouTube channel, having a TikTok channel, having an Instagram page. This is where they can come to learn how to monetize that stuff. So instead of just having posts and things of that nature just for fun, we use our business to teach them business. So don't be surprised, like it has happened already a few times. Your child comes home and they're talking about a passion that they're trying to turn into a business. Hopefully they got that from here, because that's what we do. All right? The Recreation Department culture events, you guys know that. We did a few of them up at Woodland Springs over the last 2 years, but these are the 12. We try to do something every month for the city. And then the Recreation Department sports programs, we're not yet doing sports here on our own. We're capable, but there's a lot of funding behind that. So currently, our relationship with the District Heights Boys and Girls Club, we refer any type of inquiry or request or, hey, we need some more information. Do you guys have contact sports? Yes, we do, but it's through our relationship with the District Heights Boys and Girls Club, and that's why it's so important to have those outside relationships so your child can sign up and receive more information on football, basketball, baseball, flag football, and cheerleading. Those are the program services that the District Heights Boys and Girls Club offer. Chuck or Teresa, am I forgetting anything? Yeah, there's a few. We have a brand new flyer for the after-school boot camp. That after-school boot camp is not just boot camp. It's an opportunity as they learn how to exercise safely and effectively. We're also teaching them, if they want to, how to become personal trainers, group exercise instructors, etc. So a lot of things that we do is about connecting with your kids, building relationships, deeper relationships with your kids, and hopefully their families. That's the thing about us. We are always sending the kids home to say, hey, go get mom, go get dad, go get someone in your home. so that we can meet them too. That's retention, that's service, that's building strong relationships. We love it when we're out in public, and last but not least, this happens a lot, guys, and some of our commissioners have seen this happen right in front of them. Someone would just walk up, give one of us a hug, a shoulder bump, you know how they would greet you friendly, and then they'll say, hey, if it wasn't for these guys, I don't know where I'll be. So that's what we hope to continue doing. Give us a chance. Please evaluate that information. Understand that these are just programs that we've established over the relationship with your kids, but these aren't the only programs that we're capable of doing, and there's a lot more in the can. Are there any questions? Right now, great question. Due to the construction, we're 9 to 7 p.m. 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also, we just got word, we do not know the dates at this time, but Public Works has been sharing with us that they're getting ready to knock down the wall here. Unfortunately, it's going to happen during our summer camp, but we work around everything. We are great at adjusting and making it happen, but keep that in mind as well, that the wall here. But the great thing about it, guys, through all this chaos, there's a lot of beauty happening here, right? And pretty soon, you'll be able to park in the parking lot and no longer have to walk around the back to come into the center here. You'll be able to walk right through the front door, as if you were about to walk upstairs into the main part of the building. So we love that because it's going to help us. Again, that's another safety component being added to this department down here, because it is kind of difficult to watch people walk back here by the woods and come up in here this way. Now you'll be able to just drive, park, and walk in safely. And then also, last but not least, eventually you're going to hear some information coming out. Tiffany and Michelle and the ladies up there do a great job. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen our flyers for all kind of stuff, but you're going to see a flyer that talks about the new membership opportunity. We're going to be giving out membership cards to all residents, and that will help with controlling who's coming in here, who's not a resident from the incorporated city, and we'll be able to do a lot of great things with that. And just having the information on who's coming in, who's sharing and working with us is going to be great use for the city, because when it comes to getting information out, we hope to have that database ready to go. One more thing that I did forget, we are establishing and getting ready to partner with a new vending machine vendor. The current vendor, I have this thing about junk food. I love it, so I want to keep it away from me. So what we've done is establish a relationship with a vending company that would allow us to create an incentive program to getting the kids to choose healthier options. It's called Vend to Win. I'm gonna leave it at that, but Vend to Win is gonna be a way we start to connect what we do down here to the businesses up on Marbury Pike, because I'm getting ready to knock on some doors up there and let them know we have this program here, and we want to make sure you're a part of the journey. I see a question. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And if you need any information before leaving, I'll make sure I get something for you. Any other questions? I know it's a lot, that's why I typed it down. You will have in here at the bottom of the last page our recreation department email. You can email us. You have our IG page, and you have our city website, and you have our Facebook page, so you can even go back and look at a lot of things that we've done. And I think I have some questions for you.
You gave the times of operation, but you didn't give the date.
Right now, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 p.m., we were not confident about letting your children out here at night. So we try to cut it off while still some daylight. And this is something that they brought up to us. you know? So they are conscious of the same things you guys have fears about. And one more thing, all of the staff here have children or grandkids that are the same age as yours. Mine are 12 and 14. I have a 14-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old son. So trust me, we share a lot of common thoughts, fears, concerns, and hopes and dreams, right? So I'm here for you, okay? I'm Jeffrey Taylor. I'm the Director of Recreation, Parks, and Culture. That's Charles Hall, Assistant Director. And that's Teresa Williams, another Assistant Director. And again, we're always here to serve. Thank you.
We have been working with Mr. Taylor about Saturdays in the future, so hopefully on the other side, we got a lot of other things going on. With this upcoming election, we are in the midst of, we're interviewing a new city manager, outreach coordinator, and a new chief of police. So and we just got out the budget and the ARPA thing. So we've been busting our tails. So that's in the play as well. Our next person is Miss Emerson here.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, she's going to come up and tell you about some very exciting programs we have to deal with mental health over at the YSB.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to see so many faces here that are familiar to me. I am Katrina Emerson. I am the Executive Director of the District Heights Family Youth Services Bureau, where we provide individual, group, and family counseling services for children, youth, and families between the ages of 2 and 19. During the pandemic, we started a pilot program where we do see adults during the day between the hours of 10 and 2. We're located right over at 6421 Atwood Street in District Heights, Maryland. We do have the Youth Development Foundation, which we do also have a nice little book nook. So thank you for everyone who's dropped books off because they are being used. The community really, really is supported by that. But we do, with our counseling services, we do understand the issues that you are having in the community. We do work well with Ms. Tiffany. Ms. Tiffany at one point was one of our interns because she has graduated. But we have been in the District Heights community working with Woodland Springs. I would say I've been here 9 years, so we've been over at Woodland Springs for a very, very long time. And being able to support all the programming that we have. We were working with the after-school program, so we've wrapped up for the school year providing mental behavioral health services for children in that after-school program on a weekly basis by having a therapist come in once a week and provide programming to the kids. The kids have the opportunity to come to the YSB and be a part of all of our other programming that we have. We do have our Nuts and Cuts nutrition program that community members love. We do the nutrition and it's virtual. And then we have the garden over in Woodland Springs. And so you can come in, you can help out and participate. Mostly the kids take care of the garden throughout the week, and we come in once a month and we just provide most supplies for that. But when individuals are in crisis and they need services, the police department will bring families down to us. We've done it in the past and we do it currently, and we assist those families by providing mental behavioral health services. So we're here in the community. I know Dr. Sargent has left us and we've lost a therapist, but we've actually gained another therapist. And with the support of the city, we are in the process of trying to hire another therapist to make sure that we do have the resources available. If our waiting list is busy, what we do is we do check the community. We want to make sure that we have enough referral services because there is enough licensed clinicians in your community to go around. So if you can't see us, we are a great resource. If you needed services in terms of psychological evaluations, in terms of psychiatric evaluations, and just other mental health or other health services in the community, we did just do a wellness event with MedStar Health, and that's making sure that individuals in the community are able to get their doctor's appointments annually. So we are continuing to partner with them, and we're also working with other programming. I think Waters, talking with you about getting the infant care and letting them try to get that together, doing once a year, making sure that you have the supports in the community because it's something that you need, and making things accessible to you is the best thing that we can do. So we're not able to provide the mental health services, we're able to be a mental health resource in addition to whatever is happening in the county and bringing that information to you. So, any questions? Yes, ma'am. Yes, Dr. Sargent left us in January, so she's taking care of her dad. So she's in Georgia. But yes, I've been here 9 years. I've been here the time that she's been here, so she's left the YSB in very good hands. So, any other questions for me? Okay, you can reach us. I will say you can go on the District Heights City website. You can call us at 301-336-7600. The administrative assistant, Vanessa, will be able to help you. If you want to know about the programming that we have, we can add you to our constant contact list. Just call the Bureau and we'll get you signed up. If it's a mental health service or if it's something for the kids, we do have other programming that takes place. We do partner with the community and other organizations. I think in the summer, we're going to do a summer literacy program that's going to take place with another program that has a grant to help individuals who have some issues or some concerns with learning. So, thank you for your time, everyone. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me an email, emersonk@districtheights.org. I will answer, I will respond, so please feel free.
Thank you. And again, the YSB is in very capable hands with Ms. Emerson. Please connect, reach out, and engage her. These services are here for you. Our next person that we're going to have come up is Mr. James Fisher. He's the director over CAP, Citizens Action Patrol. He's going to ask you and we'll give you some information about joining Citizens Action Patrol and participating and help us protect your community and partner again with our police department.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is James Fisher. I'm the director of District Heights Neighborhood Watch Program called CAP, Citizens Action Patrol. Been doing it for a while. If you get a copy of the quarterly city newsletter, the Herald, you'll see an article I put in there every quarter with our contact information asking for volunteers. Guess what? I get no calls, get no emails. It may be that people have a misconception of what we do. We don't put anybody in harm's way. We do observe and report. And we have good cooperation from the District Heights Police Department. I'm also a member of Prince George's County Citizens Advisory Group. We meet once a month, and we talk over what's going on not only in District Heights, but also PG County. I've talked to people and asked them about joining CAP. They say they don't want to get involved for one reason or the other. But once again, as Chief Tarpley said, every resident should be involved in the city. You don't have to go out there and march. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way. As a matter of fact, we drive through the city, no one knows who we are or why we're there. We also work closely with code enforcement. Because it's my belief that when you have a city that adheres to its codes, keeps the city clean, it doesn't become a magnet for crime. Once again, James Fisher, Director of CAP. I have a business card if you lack one, and we welcome your participation.
We're going to be sharing all this information with Tiffany and Michelle so she can post them on the bulletin boards and those types of things. I don't know if you have a website, an interior website that you could maybe post them? Nothing? Okay, that's fine. But it will be made available to everybody. Next, we're going to have resident comments. So if you have anything to say, now's your time. We're going to keep it at 3 minutes each. So come on up. Please just give us your name.
Right now at MGM with the Whites from the first five. Since it's Giolito night, would I interest you guys in the no run in the first inning? Giolito this season, 8-2, no run in the first inning, 6-0 on the road, and if you go back to last year, 20-3, and he's had success against the Astros, 2-0. No run in the first inning. I know. You had me at Murphy. I'm going to play him right now. And then you have Valdez this season so far. I saw this on the Action Network. They had it out. He's 10-2, no run in the first inning. And opponents in the first inning hitting just 179 against them. I like that. Anytime it's not like minus 145 or minus 150.
Yeah.
I like it.
Also, for people who are using the BetMGM app, which I'm sure is everyone, you have Nerfy insurance tonight, up to $20, so you can place any Nerfy. And if
So, ma'am, some of the people out here already know. First of all, I'd like to say that Acting Chief Tarpley reprimanded me today. I'm on that property when I can. I work a full-time job. Sometimes I work 50 hours a week. And my colleagues will tell you that when I get home, And some of the people out here in the audience who are on these meetings and who get my constant influx of email and correspondence and sharing information know that I am working when I get off. Now, I have asked people, because I've been knocking on doors. After Memorial Day, I was out knocking on doors. And people were like, we don't see you. Okay? Hold on, ma'am. First of all, and I'll explain that to you. First of all, we can't solicit on the property. It's against the law. Right? So I can't just arbitrarily go into Woodland Springs and knock on doors, because we can't work in a constant cycle of campaigning. That's not how elected officials work. All right? So what we have to do, what we are here doing, is we are legislating, and we are making sure that the services are made available to the public in a timely, professional, and reasonable amount of time. We are working to get money and funds here so that we can bring in more police officers. And hiring a police officer is not like hiring an administrative assistant. We had some, and I'm going to just share this with you, and I think a lot of you know, and the police department can attest to this. We had some officers here whose values did not align with those of our community, and they're gone. What we don't want to do, and what we will not do, is rehire people, but for the sake of expediency. And then we have officers in this community terrorizing our community. We have to have the right officers. And if it takes a little bit more time, we're doing that. We're working on making money, getting money into the community. We passed the budget without raising property taxes. We're trying to find a way to raise the salaries to get better, more qualified police officers. But ma'am, I'm just being honest with you, because people, you can go. I'm gonna put this on camera. I'm gonna address you. And so what I want to ask you directly is, what do you want from me after I work 50 hours a week, and then we're doing these jobs? What do you want me to do? Because I am on that property. When I get off at night, you can ask Brian, ma'am, all of the lights that are out, that have been out all up and down Rochelle, you know who called those lights in? I did. Because I ride the property and make sure those lights are fixed. Okay? So I'm there, and I'm not going to get in a back and forth with you, but I'm asking, what do you want from me?
As Mr. Fisher said, I'm also on CAP, and I ride through that property. I don't stop and talk to anybody, but I make reports. I report to the police department. Ma'am, I understand, but sometimes, as Mr. Fisher said, it's better for us just to observe through instructions from the police department. Make the observation, report it as much as you can. I take pictures. I'm just saying, I've never spoken to anybody over there. I'm not claiming that, but I'm letting you know.
I might put it if I have to, but I don't know. I'm leaning Padres, no official play from my side, though.
Yeah, same here, man. Like, we don't need to force anything tonight. Just have a nice little night, go into the weekend.
I already have 2 plays in White Sox Houston that you guys just talked me into, so I'm also doing more with baseball. Not that I want to, but we are here, so you know what they say, when in Rome, drink tea or something like that.
Okay.
That's what they say.
The tea in Rome is active. Right, Tristan?
Yeah, they do as the Romans do.
Yes, they do. They do as the Romans do.
No Roman around.
Okay, if you remember, what I said in my introduction is, I do not want District Heights Parkway to separate the apartments from the houses. I don't want that. But we can do this collectively. We have to do it collectively.
We are wrestling with, comments exactly like that. What do you want us to do? We are there. Mayor Miller is on that property as often as she can be in that food bank. Many of you have seen me over there where I have taken leave and left my job to get up there. I work for the government. I manage a staff on Capitol Hill. I have left my work and my staff. I'm grateful I have a great manager who, I work for Congress, and they encourage you to be politically active. But that's something that I cannot do. I have people depending on me, so I can't leave my job. My mom's 85 years old, and I pay her, my brother and I, we pay her bills, and I take care of her. And she's in Detroit. So after I do that, I get off a job. What do you want me to do? Tell me. So we're on that property. No, we don't stop. I'm not stopping because I don't want anybody to know my vehicle. I don't want them to know that I'm doing low-key surveillance. You know, so this is what we have to do. This is the times that we are in. If you want me to just stop and say hi, I can do that. But usually I get home after 6 o'clock. You know, do people want to leave their legislators time to eat and take care of their own families and homes? So, you know, what I'm asking is that we, you know, give each other a little bit of latitude and a little bit of empathy. And the reality is we can't do everything, but we are working for you, and we're making sure that we're going to build this community better, but we need your help. We're doing what we're here, what you elected us to do. We're delivering these services to you. Mayor?
Thank you for that, Commissioner Harcourt. And the residents know at Woodland Springs, we love you, we always love you. And you know, I've been there several times, volunteering for the food bank and other activities, toy drive giveaways. We did the grab and go meals during COVID with the county. We know what you go through, and our hearts go out to you, and we are working constantly on trying to make it better, but we do know that it is a team effort, and we're not going to specifically say what you need to do this, but we all know as a team we can get things done. So I just want everybody to just have an open heart and us all come back together, because COVID has been very stressful for all of us. And when we see people acting out, it just frustrates us, because we're like, why can't that just go away? But we have to work at it, just like a lot of people are actually going through some mental problems and issues, and so some people don't know how to get help. But we do have the Youth Services, Family Services Bureau if people need to reach out, or if you know a neighbor that needs some help, just reach out to us. We're here to help in any capacity. So don't ever feel like you're alone, because we're all family and we all love you. Thank you.
There's some things that you guys don't know. Commissioner Harcourt, Acting Chief Tarpley, demanded a meeting with the owners of Woodland Springs to discuss exactly what you're talking about now. That's an element that you all didn't mention, that you have to mention. You've been there a long time, when they had their own security, when they were here, you did not have the problems you had. When they moved everything to New York State with a camera as the controlling factor, it's when we start having problems. Now, they have met. Commissioner Harcourt, like I said, Acting Chief Tarpley, had a meeting. The gentleman came in from New York City to sit down and let's put our heads together. So you're wrong when you say we're not doing anything, because we are. But we're working with the people that technically control Woodland Springs. We don't have the control over Woodland Springs. It's rental property. We have the control over the city, the people that are paying for these homes and even renting these homes off of Woodland Springs property. But what I'm saying, the whole thing here is that they are meeting with them. You have a substation there that the police asked to be put there. So do not think that your commission, Commissioner Harcourt is over the police department. He was a police officer in the inner city of Detroit. He is working to get this done along with our police officers. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I'm listening and I'm saying they don't know. They don't know what they're doing to do it. Sometimes you have to work from the inside out and not as much the outside in. So I do want to put that out there to let you know that they did have a meeting with the gentleman from New York City and discussed a lot of initiatives that we could put in place. So I just wanted to say that because I'm sitting here listening and saying, wait a minute, they are doing that. And I just wanted to let you know. Thank you.
Well, we'd like to, we're going to close out. We got off to a late start. I want to just tell everybody I appreciate you. We are focused on not making any separations between our community. The statement that we say District Heights and Woodland Springs, those types of things hurt me because I never said that. I understand, as many of you know, what it feels like to be othered. And so the only way that we're going to be able to get through all of this pandemic and all of the issues that it's brought us, we are navigating through trauma, multiple trauma. You know, so, and there's a new one coming on, you know, with monkeypox and all of these other things, right? So we're dealing with these things, but we have to deal with them together. We cannot afford at this time to fight with each other, because then we'll lose to a minority, a violent minority, and that's what they want us to do. You have anything, ladies? They have nothing. This has been great. They will let you know and post all this information. We'll get this to Woodland Springs Management. They'll post it. We really appreciate you. Share this information with your friends, and please stay more involved. Thank you.